shocking to me. Like when I see somebody in Beijing or something is reading my blog, I'm like, how did you get here? So yeah, it's good. I mean, people are definitely finding it useful information, so I'm happy with that.
Look, I love it. All right. Now, if you're not working, what would be a typical day for you? Hobbies, guilty pleasures, pre-quarantine? Because, I mean, these days it's kind of kind of selective to what we can do, but pre-quarantine.
I'm always working, but no, realistically, I do work a lot. But when I'm not working, pre-quarantine and after that, because I'm just a homebody. I've never really been in the streets, so to speak. But I usually, like on my Saturdays, I'll usually start working out in the morning. Then I have some errands I'll have to run. So I just do boring stuff like go to the grocery store, go to my P.O. box,
This
like
sounds
normal
fun.
stuff like that. Yeah. And then I do a lot of like webinars and seminars, just always pouring into myself, whatever free information, or sometimes I pay for it too, just depending on what it is. But anything that I think can like add a skill or build to something that I'm going to be able to use going forward, I'm all about that. And then spending time with family and friends. Y'all know I have a gang of sisters, so I love to spend time with my family. But like guilty pleasure, like fun stuff, I like to do nothing. That's my favorite thing to do. Literally nothing. Like sit and waste good, valuable time. Just like sit there, scroll on my phone, be on YouTube, be on Pinterest, and waste time. That's like my favorite pastime.
What are your favorite things to watch on YouTube? Because, I mean, I can get lost in YouTube for
Oh
hours.
my God, I love YouTube. God, I love YouTube. So I watch, okay, I have moods, but a lot of times I'll watch like instructional stuff if I'm really trying to be like productive. But if I'm not, and I just like to waste time, I like to watch people who do videos about like small business, like Erin on Demand. I don't know if you know who that is, but she's amazing. I love her channel. I love to watch people who do videos about just like their day in the life, like vlogs and stuff like that. Just to people who have lives that are parallel to mine. Yeah. I used to watch all the like fun what's in my bag videos and that kind of stuff. But nowadays I just watch like a day in the life, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I find myself watching a lot of HGTV, like, oh, that's what they would list that house for. And it's like now at this point, I feel nerdy, but I love business. I love real estate, like coaching, and that's where I more so navigate besides food videos.
Oh, I like those too. And I like watching pimple popping videos. I don't know what it is. Like I watch Dr. Pimple Popper. I love videos where they're like squeezing the stuff out. I think it's so disgusting, but I cannot tear my eyes away.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's like one of those intriguing, disgusting feelings.
Yeah, I have to watch that. So yeah, that's me all day.
Okay, now when Courtney wakes up and says, I'm not feeling it today, this is not what I want, who puts your cape back on for you?
Me. I definitely have those days where I'm not feeling it, or I feel too dumb to live, or I'm like, I can't do this. I'm playing myself. I'll never be successful at this. I do that all the time. That's like a thing that happens. It pops up frequently, but then I remind myself like of the things that I've already accomplished that I never thought I would be able to. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm lit, and I'm not doing this today.
You know, your videos, your vlogs, and all that, and I'm reposting and all that good stuff. But tell us about the struggle when you were trying to pass those tests.
Yeah. So basically, the CPA exam is 4 parts, and it used to be when I was taking it, you had to pass all 4 sections within 18 months, and each section it's like 4-hour exam. It's very, very difficult, but each section covers a different topic in accounting. And when you don't pass all 4 within that window, you have to start over. So I took 2 sections before I started working full time. Like right after I graduated, the next week I started studying, and I passed the first 2 sections on the first try. It was like not easy, but I studied all day. That was my full-time job because it was the summer. Yeah. And then when my job started in the fall, I was working so much and trying to get acclimated. Like I never really could put the time in studying that I needed to, because it's not something you just like skim on the weekends. Like it's a real serious exam. It has a less than 50% pass rate. Most people fail.
This is intimidating listening to.
Yeah, it's really hard. So when I went to take the next section, I failed it. And I was like, crap, okay, I'll just retake it. And then I retook or I went to a different section and I failed that too. So now my time is running out because like there's certain months where you couldn't test, and then there's tax season. It's so busy where I can't study, so I just don't study. You know, it was just crazy. So basically, my 2 exams that I had passed, they expired, and I didn't get to pass the next 2. So I was literally starting from scratch. Like I was up 2 points, and then I was down. So basically, I had to start from scratch, and I started over, and altogether I failed like 6 times. Mm-hmm. So it was just really frustrating because I sat 12 times for an exam that's only 4 sections. But I felt like, okay, I was a great student. I graduated with honors. Like, I know how to do accounting. I work in accounting. Why is this so hard? Like, I'm putting in so much effort. I don't go out on the weekends. People never saw me. My sisters still get together without me to this day because they just are so used to me studying and not being able to come. So I don't know, like I didn't understand. I was so frustrated, but I knew that stopping and giving up was never an option. Like that was not an option. It was a very expensive exam. I had already put in so much effort. I wasn't going to quit. And I wasn't cool with the idea of being like, oh, like 10 years down the line, I'm talking to some CPA and they're like, I'm a CPA, and I'm like, I was almost a CPA. You know? I just couldn't, like, no, that was not going to be me. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I just kept going forward with it because I felt like I could overcome it. If I could graduate and get this degree that I didn't think I could get, I can do this exam. I just have to focus and keep going and never quit. So I realized, like, I'm just going to die trying because I'm never going to stop trying. And then as soon as I had that right mindset, I just kept going with it, and I passed all 4. But it took a really long time and a lot of money.
Look, how much are those tests?
So it is $208.60 per section. You have to pay a $20 fee to the state board to reapply. So every time you take it, you're paying $228.60. And in the beginning, I think I paid like, I don't know, $150 just to apply. It's crazy. It's very expensive. And you have to pay for, once you become a CPA and you get your license, you do have to pay for your continuing professional education courses. But I mean, if you have a job that pays for it, then, you know, that's different. So fortunately, I don't pay for that. But still, it's not cheap.
Yeah, I totally get it. Now, what inspires you? Like, what's your biggest influence?
I mean, that's tough. I'm inspired by a lot of things. I'm inspired by people and their stories of just triumph, like overcoming stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I have different influences, but I listen to certain songs and I get inspired. I'm just inspired by people who had a lot to overcome and they did it. Anytime I see that type of story, it doesn't mean that people who have it easy don't deserve their success. I just can't relate to it. So I don't, like, that's not my ministry. Like, I don't connect to that story. But when I see somebody who, like, had all the odds against them and they still succeeded, that inspires me. Because then I'm like, I know I can do it because they did it.
Look, I'm inspired now. Now, what is your why? What's your motivating force?
So initially, like, I really started this not out of my own drive or inspiration. It was more so like a survival tactic. I grew up with like not much of anything. Like, I needed to work and I needed to have a job and I needed to be successful. That was something that I had to do because there was no like, I'm gonna fall back on this plan or I can get help from these people plan. That just wasn't a thing ever. So I've always worked hard. Even like I've been working since high school. I worked full time. My senior year in high school, I was working 40 hours a week. That's just always been my thing. And it wasn't even like I want to be successful thing because I want to, because it sounds good. It was more like, I have to do this because what else am I going to do? Who else is going to like save me? So that was like always my driving force is like, I have to make it happen for myself, no matter what.
I know you were in cosmetology, so did you ever like explore that for like an
I did. I mean, I did it more of like as a side hustle. Now I'm completely lost. Like, the game has changed. I don't know how to do wigs and stuff. I was like a sew-in with a needle and thread type of girl. But yeah, and braids and stuff. I did that throughout my teenage years and throughout my early 20s, but I sound so old. But but I never really wanted to be. I worked in a salon when I was like 15. So I was pulling 12, 13-hour shifts in a salon in the summertime, like as a youngin. But it's not something that I wanted to do for my full-time career. It's hard. It's hard work. You're standing up all day. That's a lot. And yeah, no, I never want to do that. But shout out to all the beauty people. I can't wait to see y'all again.
Oh, I miss that. I miss the posts. I miss the pictures. Like I can't, I try to work out.
When they take
the only
that
thing that I miss
and...
the most, they go like that.
Yeah, and they like zhuzh it up. I love that. I miss that.
Yeah, really, the only thing that I miss outside is the gym. That's the only thing that's killing me. Like, I really wish you were open. I love you so bad. I would have visited more. And I mean, I don't even think I could have visited more because I already
No, you couldn't have. You went every day.
I love
you were always there. You
dream about it, Courtney. I dream about it. I miss it
hard.
So bad.
It is hard.
Yes.
Like with everything being closed, it's getting real ratchet out here. It is. I'm down to like my last 10 eyelashes, so it's bad. Life is hard. Yeah.
Now,
definitely.
If you weren't in this field, like what was your dream growing up? Okay, I want to do this when I get older.
I was all over the place. I thought I wanted to do so many different things. It kind of always came down to like service of some sort. Like at one point, I wanted to be, I don't know, like in the industry, the fashion industry. I wanted to be in the beauty industry. When I was little, that was kind of my thing. But as I got older and I started to do things and get into certain jobs, I was like, ooh, I don't like this. But when I got a taste of like corporate America, I kind of wanted to keep working up. I never really saw myself as like a CEO, but I kind of wanted to keep working my way up. And then once I got a real corporate job, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this forever. Not like, I mean, I work in a corporation now, so that's not what I'm not saying. Like, I hate that part.
I get this.
Being like the CEO of that, no, thank you. I want to be an entrepreneur. I've always had entrepreneurial ways, even though I didn't realize it. I was booked and busy at like 13 years old, like literally booking appointments for people to come get their like nails and stuff done at the apartment. So I've always had that part of me, but I was literally all over the place. There were so many different things I thought I wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it doesn't come to you. You are fabulous. Yeah. And I mean, you did the red lipstick. I mean, I felt one of these interviews later down the line, I'm going to have like nice flowy hair, roller wrapped or something, but this is what you're going to get for right now today. So look, y'all, you're always so sweet to me. And I say, Courtney is the spiciest CPA in person I've ever met in life. And I'm thankful for it. Now, we all have our social media and business handles, but what would your friends and family say about you that we may not know?
I don't know if you don't know it. I'm so like a transparent person that I don't know how to tone certain things down. Although I do turn down my ratchet side for like when I'm front facing, the world. I do turn that down. But put on the right, Future song in the club and I'm gonna act a fool. So, I do have a ratchet side. I don't know if that's something that's not obvious or if it is. I don't know. It just depends. But I will say I have this bad habit, or I've worked on it a lot. I've grown a lot. But I have this bad habit of like being the bougie one amongst my family. Like my sisters call me Terry, like Terry from Soul Food. They've always kind of dubbed me, and I don't say bougie in the like cute like my girl is bad and bougie song way. I mean bougie like you're so judgmental, you think you're so much better than us. Like that's kind of the perception amongst my family and friends.
Tiara said Terry.
That is something I've worked on a lot though. So, I'm just being honest. That is what people would say.
So if you could give advice to your younger self, Courtney 10 years ago, what would that be?
Ooh, 22-year-old Courtney. What was she doing?
Spicy.
Oh, she was so cute. I would say my advice to my younger self would have to be, you have everything you need to be successful. You don't need to doubt yourself. You don't need to second guess yourself. You're not supposed to be like anyone else. You're supposed to be you. So your uniqueness is fine. That's your thing. Your story, that's your thing. You don't need to come from where other people come from. Like everything about you and how you are right now is fine. And you have everything you need to be successful and to do whatever it is you're trying to do. So just go forth and prosper.
Oh, that's beautiful. I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to replay this. I think that might be your highlight. If you could give advice to the other young women, not necessarily women, people that want to be in this field, or entrepreneurs in general, bloggers, what would that advice be?
So to people who want to be in accounting, I think it's a phenomenal field to join. The job security in accounting is like real secure. It's up there because every company has an
We'll
accountant.
always have taxes.
Yeah, always taxes. There's so many things to do in accounting. If you don't like one subject, there's a million other to try. So I definitely encourage people to get into it, but just know that it is hard work. It's not a 9 to 5 type of career. You will never have that type of job working in accounting. You will work very hard. You'll be frustrated at times, but it's totally worth it. You'll have a skill set that is, it's very refined, and I think that you'll always have success in accounting if you just put forth the effort. So I would encourage people to get into it. My advice would be to them is to learn as much as you can and never stop learning, because like accounting is rapidly changing. It's always changing. So in order to keep up with it, just continue to learn and continue to pour into yourself.
Look, you've already had these questions written down or something, because I mean, do you write for Beyonce? Come on.
I did too. This had a lot of spice, just as
Yeah,
I knew it would.
it was spicy, quarantine-based spice.
Yes. I love it. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you're allowing me to share. Yeah, because a lot of people might not know. So I just, I'm out here.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
CPA around the way. Well, for those that tuned
Yes.
in, thank you for watching us talk about how spicy this is in her life, because she wore that red lipstick to be the spicy.
I wore this red lip for y'all, and the hair is done as well.
I knew it. So now you have like probably about 6 or 7 more days where you don't have to do anything.
No, and I won't.
Well, Courtney, look, thank you for joining me. Guys, this will be up next week on YouTube. Of course, your highlights and all that stuff. But I'm a one-woman show. I'm going to be editing videos going cross-app this weekend.
Okay. Good luck with that. God bless.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in. Shelty and I are famous now. So, this is the new quarantine radio.
The new quarantine radio.
Watch out, Tory Lanez.
Yes. EW. And we're safe. We're 6